Hello and welcome to my keto-friendly pizza recipe. First thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're going to this is all of our ingredients that are on the screen here. 1.5 cup mozzarella, a half a cup of parmesan, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 2 jumbo eggs. First thing we're going to do is take our 2 jumbo eggs and crack them into a bowl. We are going to, once they're cracked into the bowl, then we're going to mix them up really well, beat them like regular scrambled eggs. Next thing we're going to do, once they're nice and well incorporated together, we're going to put in our 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And we're going to mix that really well together. And I know I don't have the camera set up just right, but you can see what I'm doing. Next, we're going to add our cheeses together. First is the 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. Make sure you get all the cheese. And then we're going to take a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And this is just shredded Parmesan. It's not grated, just shredded. And we're going to mix that up really, really well. Now, some recipes say that you can put this into a food processor or a blender to get it nice and fine, but that is not necessary for the way that I typically make my pizzas. So all I'm doing here is just mixing it, make sure that all of the cheese is well coated with the egg and the seasoning. I'm getting all the dishes out of my way. Now, the next thing that I'm going to have is a pizza plate or a pizza pan that I have lined with parchment paper. You don't have to spray it or anything. I have a little bit of spray between the aluminum foil and the parchment just to make sure that it stays down. Pour out my mixture onto the pan and you just spread it out to as thin as you can with no holes. You don't want to see any of that parchment paper shining through the cheese and egg mixture. So you just want to flatten it down as much as you can to make it as thick as you can. Now, you can always, if you want a bigger pizza, you can double the recipe. But this pizza is just going to be for me and my husband. And I can only have about 1/4 of the pizza. So that's why I'm just making it this size. It's a good for 2 people. Or if one person's going to eat on it all day long, it's a good recipe. Now, making sure and get all of that off of the spoon. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the oven for about 10 minutes. Now here I am cooking some Italian sausage, just grilling it, just browning it on the stove. It's going to be for my husband because I can't quite eat Italian sausage just yet in my diet. But it is one of those toppings that you can use. And it's just Italian sausage. Now that my pizza crust is out of the oven, I am going to put the toppings on. The first thing I'm going to use is about 1/2 cup or 4 tablespoons of pizza sauce or tomato sauce, whatever you prefer. Sometimes you can, sometimes when I'm having pizza by myself, I will use Alfredo sauce or ranch sauce. You can use either one, any of that, any type of sauce that you would like. If you would like a butter garlic sauce, you can use that. Whatever is your preference. I'm just using pizza sauce here because that's what my husband and I like. I don't eat a whole lot of pizza sauce. You can always go a little heavier on that. Now I'm putting on 11 slices of pepperoni, and I'm only going to put the pepperoni on 3/4 of the crust because, again, 3/4 of it's for my husband, 1/4 of it's for me. I can't have the pepperoni just yet, so I am just putting on 3/4 of the pizza. I'm putting the pepperoni. You can use it. Again, it's up to you, however much pepperoni you want to use. Next, I'm going to take about 1 cup of that Italian sausage that I cooked up a little while ago. I drained off real nice and well. And I'm going to take, like I said, a cup of that and spread it over the 3/4 of the pizza. And I try and spread it out fairly evenly. And what his pizza is going to be the pepperoni and Italian sausage. Mine is going to be provolone and black olives. Those are the things that I can have on my diet right now. On after surgery, I'm still not well enough to have the solid meats, but I can have egg, cheese, and the black olives that I use, as you'll see, are finely diced, so it's good. It's not so bad on my stomach. Now I'm putting down my black olives. Like I said, those are finely diced black olives. And I do love black olives on pizza. So I am putting the black olives on my 1/4 of a slice of pizza. Next, I'm going to put 1 slice of provolone. It's low moisture provolone cheese. And now I am going to take 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and spread it throughout the topping of the pizza. I try to get it as evenly spread out as possible. I do love cheese, so I do have the provolone and the mozzarella on my piece, but I do absolutely love cheese. Once you get all the toppings on your pizza and they're the way that you want them, then you're gonna put it out. When the crust came out of the oven, you wanted to turn up the oven to about 400 degrees because it started at 350. Now you're gonna turn it up to 400. You're gonna keep it in the oven you're gonna bake that for about 5 to 7 minutes at the 400 degrees until the cheese is nicely melted, as you can see here. Now, I'm not cutting the whole pizza right now. I'm just cutting my piece, my 1/4 of a piece for me to have. And I'm actually going to take this 1/4 and then cut it in half again, just because 1/4 of a piece is about 2 servings for me. I will have all of the ingredient list in the description below. So if you wanted to do this, that is just fine. You can do that. Here I noticed that there's a little bit of a little section here that still has the olives. It's part of mine, not my husband, so I cut that piece so that I can make a point of having that small piece a little bit later. Now I'm going to move the big plate out of the way, or the big pan out of the way, so that I can cut mine into half. So, because I'm only going to have half of what's on that plate right there is what I'm going to have for lunch. And that, like I said, that makes it into about 2 servings, maybe 2.5 servings because of the small little piece there that's still on the plate. But the pizza crust is very diverse. You can use it on just about anything you want to use it on. And I hope you try this recipe out and you like it. If you like this recipe, my social medias are down below. Please let me know in my social medias. I'll see you next week. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.